Progressive Congress has downplayed fears that the death of former President Muhammadu Buhari could cause a split within the party, especially among members of the defunct Congress for Progressive Change Bloc. APC Director of Publicity, Bala Ibrahim, insisted that while Buhari's passing has changed the political atmosphere, his loyalists remain ideologically committed to the ruling party. Former Minister Demise also denied rumors of defection, affirming his intention to contest the 2027 Oyo governorship election under the APC. Similarly, former Arewa Consultative Forum Secretary General Anthony Sani expressed confidence in the party's unity, saying Buhari supporters will not betray his legacy and casting doubt on the effectiveness of the emerging opposition coalition. However, Arewa youth leader Yerima Shetima warned that Buhari's death could create a power vacuum, potentially destabilizing the party. He noted that how the APC manages the late president's legacy will determine whether it maintains cohesion or unravels amid rising opposition efforts ahead of the 2027 elections. George, what do you make of this development in the APC? I mean, the aftermath of Buhari's death, the CPC Bloc.
Let me say this. Buhari is a factor. I recall a week before now, I was on your show and we were discussing about permutation, the chances of APC and all that. And in the north. And I told you that two living political legends in the north are Buhari and Kwankwaso. It appears the Kwankwasia movement has been moved into collapsed into the APC. It appears so. Now that we are waiting for official endorsement of Buhari endorsing Tinubu for second time, and the moment he speaks,
Buhari or Kwankwaso?
No, Kwankwaso appears to be in the bag already. That's what I said. Now we're waiting, or rather, the APC was waiting for official endorsement of Tinubu by late Buhari. Unfortunately, while we were discussing this, we never factored in nature, which happened a few days after that day. Today we had issues like this to discuss. That is, whether you like it or not, Buhari, before his death, was a living political legend in the north. This is a man that already has over 11 million votes from the electorate. This is a man that many people have become governors, have become this and that through mere pronouncement that he made that people should support him. He had that cult following, that large following in the north. Now he has died. And it appears that the CPC bloc in the APC made this integration. So all these things are part of the factors, and it is not left for the strategists, political strategists of President Tinubu in the APC to see how he can strategize to how to pacify some of these blocks. Whether you like it or not, the man that is holding them, which is Buhari, is no more. So by implication, he cannot control anybody on who to follow and who not to follow. So if most of his loyalists are aggrieved, like somebody said, moving forward, they want to see how his legacies are managed. If the ruling party, the ruling government does not, or the incumbent that being Tinubu, does not manage the legacies of Buhari well, it will also affect his members. People will just naturally feel threatened and aggrieved and move to the next person. So that is where, for now, as a politician he is, with his strategies, they will sit down and know those who are who, in Buhari's CPC bloc, see how they can pacify them. To pacify them with things, they know how they do it as politicians. It could be juicy contract, it could be positions of authorities, it could be anything just to pacify them, to ensure that they work for his emergence. Because, like we keep saying, every election is local. You cannot be in Lagos State as a Lagos resident or indigene, to know what is happening in Kano or Kaduna or Gombe. You must have people there to work. And who we are talking about, those we are talking about now, these people, this sort of persons. So how he manages them in the coming days, determine if the CPC bloc.
That also doesn't take away that some persons from the CPC Bloc has already joined the coalition. El-Rufai, for example, was of the CPC.
It is natural. Bloc. You don't expect everybody to remain in the
now,
same
the point I'm trying, where I'm driving at is, considering that Buhari was the glue that held them together. Now, considering that Buhari is no more, now, of course, it will now boil down to certain figureheads again within the CPC. So which means Nasser El-Rufai will now have, I mean, these different people will now have their members looking up to them individually, because now their figurehead is no longer there. So now these members will not be spread across who can grab what among the leaders in CPC Bloc. That is what I'm looking at. Is CPC Bloc still going to remain as one, or is it going to now scatter along the lines of these different political leaders?
Obviously, it will scatter. That is the kind of politics we play here, and even elsewhere. It can never remain as one, because in the first place, it was not a court group. It's a political group where all these men and women have their interest. What glued them together was Buhari, whom most of them feared, whom most of them respected and all that, who they look up to as the man that can take us, that could take them to the promised land. Now the man is no more. Obviously there will be disintegration of that CPC, that his bloc. Because whether you like it, I said the incumbent president and his political strategists will sit down now and see how they can get it. Yeah, they will reach out to people through different means. Be it a GC contract, be it a position of authority and all that, just to woo them into their side. Why the ones that they cannot woo or they cannot reach will join the opposition? So that CPC bloc can never remain as one indivisible bloc, never. Because the man that glued them together is no more. So politics will play out itself now. People will reach out to them, and there are those who accept terms and conditions given by this other group. There are those who will not accept, they will want to realign with another group. So that CPC bloc will no longer be the same. Look at if it is a system that has succession plan, with Buhari dying, somebody would have been alternate chair or alternate leader to take over immediately in the absence of Buhari. But unfortunately, looking at that CPC bloc, who do you think has the clout to glue them together like Buhari did? Nobody, not El-Rufai. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. But the truth is, majority of them, with the death of Buhari, may not likely work with Tinubu.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, the reason is simple. Before now, many of them felt alienated. Before now, in these last 2 years of Tinubu's administration, many of them have not been carried along. Just a few of them. So those ones will still be aggrieved with Tinubu's administration, except, like I said, he will sit down now with his political strategies. If we know that Judge Chinda is one strong person in so area, even though he has not been with us now, we can still reach out to him with this and that, which will make him to reconcile whatever challenges he had with us and come back to the fold. So those are the kind of things they will do, and I strongly believe that this president will do it and do it very well, because he understands the importance.
Some persons say that this is the first time a politician is becoming the president of Nigeria, so that the dynamics in 2027 may not be the same like what we are used to in the country. Do you agree with that assertion?
To an extent, I do agree, because like he said, the man who have at the Aso Rock now is a core politician that did not just start today. We all know his story in Lagos as opposition governor, as against Obasanjo, high-handed Obasanjo in quote. We all knew how he was able to maneuver and escape those political landmines that were laid for him. So I see him like someone who will win this 2027 election seamlessly. The challenge will not even be like what he faced in 2023. I see it so. Even as much as there are some areas he has not done well, especially with the rising cost of foodstuffs and all that.
Insecurity.
The way things are in the country, people are not happy. But if you look at it completely, you will see that it's actually, based on the rot in the system, it's not something someone can just come and overnight turn the fortunes of the country, positively. It's, systematic thing put in place to ensure that gradually we'll get back to where we're supposed to be. And I believe that is what he's doing. It may be slow, and people do not have the patience to withstand, hunger and all that, so they want to vote. But this man is, like somebody said, this is the first time we're having a politician becoming the president of Nigeria. What that means is that he knows that he cannot leave these things to chance. So he will reach out to those people that he believes in different areas that has the political clout to woo the electorate into vote. Like I said, I keep on saying this, every election is local. In the sense that if we have one man who we all believe in, if he says, let's go to Road A, all of us, or majority of us will move to Road A. If you have such a person working with the president, which I know he's actually scouting, he has gotten most of these people, he's still looking for more from other states to show up or make up the number. Once he has that, it will be easier. It will be easier for him to just trample on anybody that comes close.